So we're sprucing up a bathroom, and there's a cover to the exhaust fan, and this is it. It's an old Fasco. This is about 50 years old, and it's a 4-function fan. It has a light and a night light in it, so there's a light on either side and a night light on one side. And for the fan, it operates as an exhaust fan or as a heating unit. And we intend to keep it. You can see here this Grill Gray decorative cover is in a little need of a little TLC. So these are made of glass, the two lenses. I think they'll clean up okay. This middle section is a honeycomb of something soft, and I don't know what it is, but if I ruin it, I think I'm going to have a tough time replacing it. And the rest of the housing is stainless steel. I've already vacuumed this out, and it didn't come out very clean. There's still a lot of loose dust in there. Well, it did a pretty good job of loosening the loose dust, but it still looks pretty dirty. Upon closer inspection, it looks as though there's a little bent over tab here that's holding this piece here to this piece. This piece here is part of the whole assembly. This piece here looks like it's just a channel, so I think if I bend this tab, I'll be able to get this all disassembled pretty easily. And it looks easier than I thought. Voila! And this is that honeycomb thing. I guess it's made of metal. Well, that looks pretty good. And these I'm gonna first try cleaning with a scrubber sponge. And finally, the only thing I have big enough to wash this piece is the sink itself. So I'll give that a go. While they're cleaning the sinks, I got all the loose dirt off of them. These two glass pieces seem to have a decided yellow tone to them. And I don't know if it was manufactured that way or there is some sort of coating from the decades of use on the glass. Maybe it's nicotine, or maybe somebody tried to clean it with something that tinted it. In fact, I see a shininess here on this face that looks a little weird. I will try to see if a solvent will loosen it. I don't think I'm going to try to take the time to polish the yellow away, if it's even possible. This piece is looking pretty good. Unfortunately, I kind of split it from here to here. It's coming apart. Won't affect the performance of it at the moment. But I just worry in the future somebody might try to clean it with a vacuum cleaner or something, and having the break go all the way across. Not sure what I can do. I might consider super gluing some of these joints to try to get it back together. And finally, this piece has a lot of staining on it. I think the first step is just to use an over-the-counter stainless steel cleaner and see if that doesn't take off some of this discoloration. Well, time for an update. The stainless steel cleaner did a pretty good job, but there's still some discoloration on the steel, although it is cleaner and shinier. I came over here and did this area with my Dremel tool with some white buffing compound that I was under the impression was good for stainless steel, but it sort of discolored it, much to my dismay. So I've been trying to polish that out, and finally I've been taking it to the drill here with this buffing wheel on it, and that too has the white compound on it, and it seems to be shining it up actually pretty nicely. To clamp it down, I just have it wedged between these 4 clamps. Okay, I think I managed to buff those Dremel tool scuff marks off it. If I can just keep my fingers off it, I'll keep the fingerprints at bay. And I'm going to do the rest of the face the same way. And for the record, I think I bought a kit of 2 of these from Harbor Freight for just a handful of dollars. Talking about these soft wheels here. This one is loaded with white compound that I use for harder things like stainless steel and other. And the other one I have loaded with a red compound that I think is aimed at softer metals, coppers, brasses, etc. But I'm not an expert on these topics, so don't quote me on that. Well, I have this all polished up and I think it looks 100% better than it did. I'm not an expert on polishing, but I thought I would impart what little wisdom I have. You have to master the resources you have. So in my shop I have various grits of sandpaper for abrasives. I have steel wools, and I have just a couple polishing wheels. For my drill, I found even the finest steel wool left scratches that were too deep to buff out. I'm going to try to put a dab of super glue and that may have worked. To be careful with this guy, but I think that's better than not. I have some acetone here. It doesn't seem to be picking up anything. So if there's a yellow film on this glass, the acetone doesn't touch it. And here it is reassembled. It's all cleaned, shined up, polished, and aside from a few fingerprints, looking pretty good. And there's the cover installed in the ceiling. And the client even said it looks brand new. I suppose it does, at least from here. And there's the lights on, lights off. It does okay for a light. And that's all I have for this guy. Appreciate you coming by, seeing what I'm up to. Please leave a comment, like, subscribe, and as always, take care, be safe, and keep your eyes out for the next one.